Now, let's bring in House Budget Committee Chair, Mr. Jodey Arrington. Jodey, thank you for coming on. I know you're a busy, busy guy. You may or may not have heard my riff, but there are no spending cuts and there are no tax cuts in this budget. I know what your sentiments are, and I understand the Democrats want to stonewall everything, probably shut the government down come September. I understand all that. I know the degree of difficulty, but what I'm saying is I don't think you're coming up with a fabulous product right now, and in the Senate it may be even worse.
Well, Larry, listen, I'm a Texan, so I'm a go big or go home kind of guy, especially when it comes to tax cuts and spending cuts. And in the first big, beautiful bill, the first reconciliation bill, we passed historic tax cuts. We built on the architecture of what you did in the first Trump administration with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and then we cut $2.5 trillion in waste, fraud, and abuse, which was the second largest spending cut in the history of the United States. I'd like to do it every time, but there is a point at which you can break the whole system down and fail to get anything done. And we're 100 days away from the midterm elections. In the first one, we were 100 days into the honeymoon of this unified Republican leadership here in Washington. So the dynamics have changed here in the House. The political landscape in the Senate certainly has changed. For example, we could pass some fraud reforms in the House that open up this endless amendment vote-a-rama process on the Senate Finance Committee, and you could have some Republicans break rank, those who didn't even support the big, beautiful bill, those who do not like the president, and then they can cause trouble with the Democrats and undo some of the generational reforms, fiscal reforms, and other good things that we had in the big, beautiful bill. So the moment right now, is for us to support our troops in conflict, because Democrats aren't going to help us. They've already shut the government down twice. They've blocked the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. They've blocked FISA. They won't help us. Our troops need us to fight and win and come home safely and prevent a nuclear Iran. Secondly, we have to advance the SAVE Act. We have to put the safeguards and infuse confidence for the American people in the electoral process. You do not have a functioning democracy, and you certainly don't have the consent of the governed if you don't have integrity in elections. That's the big opportunity for us, and that's what we're laser focused on here in the House.
But can you possibly get I'm going to say it's 3.0 budget reconciliation.
Sure.
You only need 50 plus one, plus the VEEP in the Senate. Okay, so, Jodey, can you get that without pay-fors, without offsetting budget cuts?
Well, we should have pay-fors for everything. You know, that's my position. I think the pay-fors are better done in the Senate so that they don't step on a landmine and open up, as I mentioned, in vote-a-rama, the risk of losing some of the savings and reforms we put in the first reconciliation bill. That's number one. And I can give you a list of, I think, fairly easy politically savings and anti-fraud measures and beyond, other reforms that could save us hundreds of billions of dollars. The Senate ought to focus on that. And here's the second point. This is emergency spending. This isn't Golden Dome. This isn't Space Force modernization for future wars. This is for the fight right now. Our troops are counting on us. There is a need for speed. And then this is the last best train leaving the station. I think the most potent legislative tool to get the Save America Act and do what is not only the top issue for President Trump, it's the number one issue for every voter in every district in the land. It's certainly number one in the great state of Texas, and I think long-term probably the most important issue to the Republic altogether.
I agree. Look, I want to get the Save America Act. I want to get the military spending in. Yes, yes, yes to all that stuff. The farm spending, I don't know. I'm not happy about that at all. But putting that aside, you're missing an opportunity on capital gains. If you index it or if you raise the exemptions for the sale of a home, you would have middle-class reforms. pro-growth. You'd be appealing not only to the base, but you'd be appealing to working folks, whether they're black or brown or white or whomever. The socialists can't appeal to that crowd. You can. They'll come running. They'll switch over. They may be Democrats, but they'll vote for GOP candidates in the fall if there's something in it for them. Like, why should they have to pay taxes on inflation?
Look, the reforms that you talk about, there are on housing, for example, with capital gains tax breaks for selling to first-time homeowners. We could also do expensing like we did in the first bill, but for housing structures. We could make that for 2 or 3 years. So listen, I don't disagree with you. Here's what I'm telling you. Even on the tax policy side, you're opening up Senate finance, and you're giving 2 or 3 Republicans an opportunity to gut some of the reforms that we did in the big, beautiful bill. So let Ron Johnson, the great Ron Johnson, we've got a budget hawk who's taken the gavel in the Senate. Yep. Let him and Rick Scott and Mike Lee, along with Thune, work through how they can thread the needle and not do any harm, first and foremost, and then lay out some savings to offset the bill, especially on the ag side. I agree with you.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Jodey Arrington, you're a good sport to come on this show. We appreciate it very, very much.
Good
Great
to be with
see
you always, Larry.
You
Thank
take
buddy.
care.